Hey everybody, welcome back to Star Ocean Part 4. Yes, it actually took me 16 hours to get this goddamn sword.
Jesus.
Because the goodie box is a bitch when it wants to be, and it always wants to be a bitch with me.
Uh,
Yeah, we only have two people this time, and it's the two people that,
that know the most about.
yeah, the guy that knows this game like the back of his hand, and the guy that's getting into this game and learning it.
Yeah.
Like I said, godlike.
Wait, what way? How high does it increase his stats for?
It increases his
Statak
attack
test.
attack stat by 1100. And
Whoa,
he was
holy
already at
shit.
like 230 some attack, so he's now at like 1320 something
God.
for attack, which pretty much means everything in the first half of the game, almost everything in the first half of the game dies in one hit. I think
Jesus.
there is like 3 normal enemies in the entire first half of the game. 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, some of those. The final dungeon and a couple enemies in the dungeon before that don't die in one hit. Other than that, every enemy in the first half of the game dies in one hit.
Jesus.
Save for bosses, obviously, but I don't think I need to say that.
Man, like, that's fucking wicked.
Yeah, this sword is unbelievably broken, and I absolutely love it.
That's the thing, like, about Star Ocean games. It's like they're, like, or well, at least Star Ocean 3, again. Yeah, like, you need to keep a tally for how many times I reference Star Ocean 3. But, like I said, that's, like, my knowledge of the series right there. And, I'm getting more and more into the series, like I said. But anyway, uh, thing about Star Ocean 3 is, like, it's very easy to, it's like, it's difficult when you get into it, but it's, like, when you really know what you're doing, it's very easy to break.
Yeah, I
And I
should
guess the same's for 2, too.
yes, I should say that on Galaxy and Universe difficulty, the enemies will actually block. But the great thing about the Marvel Sword, it increases your hit chance to 100%. So it doesn't matter if you're on Universe mode, you're hitting the enemy.
So, hooray!
This place looks deserted.
If you're wondering why it got all dark, it's because the next story sequence requires this place to be here at night. And so a nice graphical effect, even in the PS1 version, it would get dark when you approached um, Cross. And there's only one other place.
Why, it's Raina! You've been
Yeah, I
quite
believe
a
only one other
stranger
place in the
lately.
game that does that no matter when you go
Sorry I
there,
haven't been
and
around yet,
that's
Rachel. How are things
Laskus
going?
Mountain.
Oh, as well
Laskus.
as always, I'd say.
Fuck. I can't remember. No.
Does she have
No,
a
no, no.
bald
I'm sorry.
spot on her head?
I'm sorry. Mountain Palace. Mountain Palace.
Oh, found a
Does
new
she have a
man,
bald
did
spot on
you?
her head?
No,
Worrying
that is a
Wesker
cap.
to no end, no
Oh,
doubt.
okay then.
That would be really weird.
He's not my boyfriend.
I love how the sprite gets it. Even her arms get red.
Yeah,
You
she's
didn't have to
flustered.
shout it like
You
that.
didn't have to shout it like that. What?
Ouch,
Oh,
poor fella.
nothing, nothing. Just my heart being ripped out.
Oh, nothing.
No, nothing.
Yeah. Because he doesn't want to break any
Well,
rules,
you're
but
in
they
luck.
like each other, and spoiler alert, at the end of the game
I've got a
proves
lovely
that.
vacant room just for the two of you.
Yay.
How about I let
Well,
you
I mean,
stay there
unless
for
you
a
get a different
night?
ending, I
On
guess,
the
but...
Well,
house.
okay, yeah, if you get the Claude and Reina ending,
Are you sure that's
Which ending
okay?
are... Okay, so, like, I guess a massive
Oh,
jump ahead, but, like, which
that's
ending are
more
you
I
going
base
for?
on her special night.
I never
I told
really,
you already, it's not like that at all. I
if
swear.
if you're following this as a guide and you play like I do, you will
Not
always
at
get
all,
the
huh?
Claude Reina ending, the DS alone, and the Ashen alone ending. But that's just because the way I play. If you actively try and get other endings, um, let me explain how it works first. Um,
Alright.
Come to think of it,
well,
Mr.
in
Flat-Footed
this
visited
game,
town
there
a
are
couple of
two
weeks earlier.
levels of like how people interact.
Yes,
There's friendship levels for same gender people, and then there's romantic
but he
couples
left
for
soon
opposite gendered.
afterwards. Not that he had
You can
any
affect
particular
those with the
destination in
author
mind.
skill,
I
but it's only
see.
like a one in like
Well, make yourselves comfy.
I think it's like one in
Thank you so much, Aunt
120
Rachel.
chance or something of getting. I actually think it says in the book. Chance of getting
Thank you.
because
You're
you
quite
can write two
welcome.
books,
Take
a
care of
friendship
Raina
book
for me, all
and
right?
a
Romance
romantic
book.
book. If you thinking this
Yes,
will allow you
of
to manipulate the
course.
heck out of your character's romantic feelings for each other, you should note that the books in the second column, which affect romantic values, appear extremely rarely. Alright, so it doesn't give me an exact thing, but they just appear extremely rarely. But if you manage to make a
By the way,
romantic
I
book,
couldn't help but
you can
wonder,
obviously affect the
who's
romantic
Mr.
ending.
Flack?
Another thing you could do is if you want a specific ending, take the two
Really, yes?
characters that you want to get the ending. Like, say you want
She mentioned the name earlier,
um,
so I was just curious.
what are characters with really? If you want Claude and Dios to get an ending, which is really hard because they
His
have the
full
lowest
name's
starting
Diaz
stat,
Black.
which is
He
4.
used to live in Arlea.
Oh
Um,
God.
for friendship
Terrible
stat. But if you
happened
want to
him,
get them to
though,
get
a long
together,
time ago,
take everyone
and
else
because
out
of
of the
that,
party,
he
or if
left
you
the
have 8
village.
characters, kill the other 2 characters. You can do that with a
I'll
Mandrake,
try to
which
avoid the
instantly kills
subject
you,
then.
which instantly kills a party member. Why? I don't know. Don't ask. Um, but it does, and then just fight
Do you mind
over
if I
and
make
over and over
one
and over
request,
again
though?
with Claude and Diaz, and eventually their friendship meters
What is it?
will increase. I
Oh, that's nice.
don't know
You
for
really don't have to
sure,
call me Mr.
but
King.
when a character is like
It
that,
just
like
makes me feel
Claude and
weird when
Reina,
I call you
I don't
Reina.
think I show it off because I don't think she dies very much. But
Okay.
when Reina
I'll remember
dies,
that from now on.
Claude or whoever has like a high romantic feeling or friendship,
Let's get ready for bed,
their
then.
face will get
It's
red
getting
and
late.
they will have like a oh
A
no
pissed off.
line or
Good night,
something
Claude.
like
Yeah.
that, and then their attack
Good night,
power
Reina.
and defense is actually increased while they're in that mode.
Ah.
Yeah.
Actually, something. Sorry to cut you off, but like something like that happens in Star Ocean 3 whenever the biggest example I can think of is whenever
DS.
say if you have Cliff and Maria in the party, like Cliff kind of like was sort of a parental figure to Maria during her teenage years, or at least somebody who helped raise her because she was, like story reasons, let's just say. If Maria dies in battle, Cliff will just shout, "Hey, that ain't funny," in a very pissed off tone of voice, which
We
is
had a really
very,
bad sleep, Aunt Rachel.
like very,
Thanks for
like
asking.
very, I would say out of character, but it's very like interesting to hear him get pissed off like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I guess it's kind of carries over, not
No,
carries over.
that's
It's very
not what
something
I meant.
that kind of came from this game, I imagine.
Probably. I think it might have came from Star Ocean 1. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but
But
like I know that Star Ocean like 3, you like in this game, like yeah, you have to worry, well, I wouldn't say worry, but you have like the other characters endings.
yeah.
Like to my knowledge, like you got Dios ending, you got the Ashton ending, you got like each character has an ending. Star Ocean 3, the only ending, like you get to see how each character goes about their merry ways, but their endings aren't really affected unless you get that ending for fate. Like for example, if I get the Maria ending, Maria's ending is a bit, is altered entirely. When if I get the Cliff ending, Cliff's ending is altered entirely, and like Maria, her ending will basically be as if nothing ever really happened, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't know which ending I'll go through whenever I get to Star Ocean 3, but I might either go for the Maria and Fate ending, or I might just go for the Fate Alone ending. Which, if I ever do decide to record post game, which I'm not sure if I will do, I'm probably gonna hate myself if I go for the Fate Alone ending, because that affects like the post game
This is the
stuff and
place.
like if you do the
I'll
post game,
leave
you
the
fight
names
like
in
a
for you.
replica of Fate, or I wouldn't say replica, but like you fight Fate and whoever he got the ending with. If you don't, if you do not, if you get the Fate Alone ending, you don't fight Fate alone. You fight Fate and the final boss together.
Yes, sir. I'd like
Oh.
to have an audience as soon
Yeah.
as possible, if I may.
So that's probably what I'm gonna hate. That's probably why I'm gonna hate myself.
Thank you very much.
So
Again, there's a reason that the final boss theme, titled Highbrow,
That would be great. Thank
Highbrow,
you.
is literally 10 minutes long.
We're in, Claude.
yeah.
There's no joke about it.
Um. Yeah. Hard as balls. What was I saying? I was saying something about friendship, romantic levels.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get too off track.
It's. I'm just. If you if you do that in battle, well, like one dies, I think, and you kill some enemies and then revive them, the friendship levels or romantic levels actually go up faster in that way, but I'm not sure. But
Uh,
unlike Star Ocean 3, every ending is canonical and every ending matters. That's why there's over 80 endings.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but like sorry, like a little technical side of thing. I did not set up my Audacity. Is it still picking me up or?
Yeah, it's still picking you up.
Okay, good. Because like next part I'll probably have my Audacity open, but
Yeah, I completely
you know.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I completely forgot until like right here, and I'm like, oh shit, are we gonna have to restart the part?
No. God, I don't want to restart any of these parts. That's why I said we're not redoing part 1.
Yeah, it's like you messaged me and I'm like, dude, we are not redoing part 1, and I'm like, I know, I don't blame you.
It's fucked up, but we're not doing it.
it's 50 minutes long, or well, almost 50 minutes, something along those lines.
It's 48.
That beard is amazing.
It's just a Chuck Norris beard.
Yeah.
For anyone that's missed what's going on, at the beginning of the part I said 16 hours of goodie box grinding later, blah blah blah. I did all that, and then we went to Cross. Right now, we are getting information from the king, and his permission to go exploring the sorcery globe. That's the story. Right now.
It's like, hey, King, we're two random people that just so happen to walk into your castle. You care if we go look for stuff? Go look around the dangerous object that's causing a lot of people to go batshit crazy.
Actually, it's not random. The king is actually a friend of Mayor Regis, and
Oh.
is very fond of Reyna, almost like a
Ah.
daughter to her.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yep, you've grown even more beautiful than what I've heard from Regis.
I'm glad to see you in good spirits, sire.
Oh, quit with the formalities, you dumb bitch. No, he doesn't say that.
I would laugh so hard if that's what he
Yes,
said.
sire.
It's,
We have begun to conduct an
excuse me?
investigation into the sorcery globe.
The fuck you
This
just
game
saying
is
to me?
rated. This game is rated T for teen.
Give us whatever
What?
information on the
Wait.
globe and its
Okay, yeah, the
properties we
PSP version
currently
was T for
possess.
teen. The PS1 version was everyone.
Was it? Let's find out right here. Yep, it is E for everyone.
Yes,
Which is
sire.
weird because,
We
you
are
know,
treating
one
a
of
job with
Claude's
as much resolve and determination as it deserves.
injured sound in battle is damn.
Well, I think it's because it's like so brief. Like I've heard Claude's quotes in the PS1 version. It's like, damn, like very quick, and also like, the original Persona game. It actually like they said damn a whole lot in the script, and it was still rated E for everyone.
Yeah.
It
I'm-
was. I guess they were like less strict about that then.
I'm convinced the PSP version is rated teen because there's a private action in this game that I don't think is in the first one, that incredibly insinuates, you can only get it while playing as Claude, but incredibly insinuates lesbian action,
Ooh.
because in the second half of the game, I think it's second half, it's second half because you have to have Chisato. And then you go to an inn where I don't remember where it is, but then you go in there, and you pass by where all the girls are staying, and the first line you hear is Celine go, "Oh my God, they're huge," and you know a guy's first thing is to go, "They're talking about boobs." And so Claus is listening in, and then everyone's like, "Oh, they're so big," and then like Reyna's like deflates or something, and so then you're just like, "What the fuck?" And then they all start, you know, poking at Reyna. They're like, "Oh, look, they're deflated. They're so small, ha ha ha." And then you have the option of go in there or just leave it alone. If you leave it alone, that's the end of it. But then if you go in there, you see they're talking about some type of bun that I forget what it is. And like, what is going on in here? It's like we're talking about buns. Ugh. You sound disappointed. Incredibly. Anyway, I'm convinced that's the reason it's rated T for teen.
It's probably one of the reasons.
I see.
That and they, that and like they added a lot like I said, I played a bit of the PS1 version. Whenever whenever Claude says something, or actually no wait, I guess I was going really weird there. Okay, let me rephrase that. In the beginning, yeah, of Claude's story anyway. Whenever Claude ends up on Expel, he says in the PS1 version, he says, "Where the heck am I?" In the PSP version, he says, "Where the hell am I?"
Don't worry, I'll be
Which, you
Does
okay.
he
know,
say where the
yeah.
hell? I think he
In the
just
P
says where am
On
I?
my side here.
No, in the P well, okay, I don't know about like the PS1 version, but I know in the PSP version he just says, "Where the hell am I?"
I think you're right. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But you
Well, I
think you
mean,
know this game like the back of your hand. Yeah, how to get through the game. I don't memorize text boxes. Mostly.
were you like referencing like your like commentaries there?
Yeah. I've done that a lot on videos I haven't uploaded yet. Just because I know when we start, if we ever start getting bigger, there's going to be people that'll try and do that. So I try and just stop that immediately.
That's a good practice.
Yeah.
Travel permit acquired.
And then there'll be people telling me that I'm copying Ray William Johnson. I'm going to go, well, no shit, dumbass.
But your majesty.
But your Majesty,
Yeah.
please, bitch, please.
He gives us 600 gold in like a travel permit,
Thank you
and
so
it's like,
much,
Your Majesty, This is pocket change. Pocket change, you pull out your giant 200,000 pieces of gold bag. What the fuck?
It's only money. Just take it. I have like what
Thank you for your
7,000
generous
like
support, Your
much
Majesty.
bins full of these at home.
Did you rob the National Treasury? No, I
Sir,
upgraded my purity skill.
Sir,
Purity skill? The fuck is that? Oh, right, you're not a playable character.
He swims around in the fold like it's like he's fucking Scrooge McDuck.
I hardly
Oh,
even
man.
opened my mouth.
Sorry about the drinking sounds. I
Its
just...
Majesty,
Am I screaming?
Even I felt like I had butterflies in my stomach.
I was asking. Am I screaming?
No.
No. It feels like I'm screaming. And I hope I'm not. But I have water next to me because it feels like as my throat is getting parched.
Yeah, my throat's getting a bit parched too, actually, but I'm fine. I have water. Again, I have water right next to me. Actually, I have 2 bottles. I
Yeah.
just wanted to get a nice cold one.
And here we have, honestly, everybody says she's the best, like, offensive magic user. I disagree. I think Leon is better, but I don't get either of them. One, because I'm playing as Reina, two, because, you know, I'm only getting 4 characters, and Celine is not one of them.
What is the meaning of this?
I say
enjoyed this
Leon
very
is better
much,
because while Celine can learn Meteor Storm, Extinction is a much better spell, does almost the same amount of damage, and takes half the time to cast.
Stole.
Even with the,
Exactly when did I
I
partake
think it's
in something
Motor
you
Mouth
were
skill
even close to
maxed
stealing?
out, which increases, doubles the, or halves the amount of time for each level it takes to cast a spell.
So is this oh, what was her name? Celine?
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this lady here. Okay.
Reina?
That is the lady.
Gimpy.
By the way,
I'm sorry, that name cracks me up.
Gimpy.
Can I help you?
Uh, can I help you? Who the hell's this little brat? I'd like to point out this guy thinks he's all big and bad, but he's like all talk and no, all bark and no bite. Look how long it takes him to cast a fireball spell, and how
You really
little
need to learn
time
to
it
be
takes
more
Celine to
gentle when
cast it.
talking to others.
It's hilarious.
Uh,
Don't
I
lecture me
like that.
about
I
my
like
damn
this.
manners, kid.
I like this. Like it's Reina who basically says, "Oh, it's like you shouldn't treat a lady like that," as opposed to Claude.
Yep, this scene is actually dependent on who you pick. If you're Reina, it'll be
Gotcha.
Reina. If you're Claude, it'll pick Claude.
Oh, that's interesting.
All right, everybody, let's count. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9,
10,
10,
11.
11.
11
Well, he got
seconds.
destroyed.
It took him 11 seconds to even try and create the fireball, and it took her like 2 to create it and launch it.
You know what you should do? Like, whenever we're counting, like, you should just edit in, like, the SpongeBob 6 hours later.
6 hours later. God
God
damn it.
Getting in a fight over something I didn't do.
I didn't do. So the way she said that, I don't know if I like or hate that. Like, I didn't do.
Uh, I don't like the way she talks. She's from a, I'm not going to say lowdown village, but she's from a village of symbologists, which I guess kind of gives her an elitist attitude. But it's just one of those, like, bleh.
Like those snark, like, pompous, I guess.
Yeah, she was much more subdued. Is
For
subdued the
lack of a
right
better
word?
term.
Yeah, for lack of a better term, subdued in the PS1 version.
I guess, more polite.
Well, it
She was
pretty
more
obvious
she
that
was more
was in
high
the
class
wrong.
ladylike, not like noble ladylike, but high
So,
class lady.
But I
so
was
it's
much more
like,
impressed by what you did.
and here she's more
Your
pompous, I
speech
guess.
was
So it's kind of like comparing, say, uh, I'm not sure if you'll get my okay, I'm trying to think of a good reference that you'll get, but
Byakuya Kuchiki to Rukia Kuchiki.
basically, that was
If
a reference I
anybody
didn't
gets
get.
that.
Okay, I'll use my reference. It's like kind of like comparing, like, say, her and PS1 is Melia Antiqua from Xenoblade Chronicles, and the PS2 and PSP remake is like Natalia from Tales of the Abyss before her character development.
By the way, are you
Kind of.
who had an audience with
I don't know.
Kim earlier?
I'm just like talking out of my ass there, but you know.
This chick is also a treasure hunter, and you know, she tried to sneak into the king's throne room to like, why are 2 people getting to jump the line in order to see the king? And so she was the I don't think you noticed Mojo, but she was actually the one talking to the
Yeah,
guard down at the bottom.
I noticed that. I was like, I was about to ask, like, who the hell is that, and what is she gonna be? Is that person gonna be a bad guy? And no, it's her.
No, it's her. And so what she's asking,
I-
asking,
her,
she's what are you gonna say?
No, no, I'm sorry, but like, I wanted to say her overworld sprite bothers the fuck out of me, or at least from where I'm sitting, because like, she looks like one of those things from fucking the Coneheads.
It's the magician's hat she has on. The thing that bothers me more is her gravity-defying like outer dress and headpiece.
Yeah, that doesn't actually bother me. It's the sprite that bothers me more. Anyway.
She's a personal changing room.
Anyway, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say she asks, quote unquote, she gives you an option. Do you want to come with her to the cross cave? If you hit no, she'll be like, "What? I couldn't hear you. What? I couldn't hear you. What? I couldn't hear you." So you have to say yes, because she's a recruitable character. So you have to go with her on her expedition in order to get the option. Um, but she's asking you to go to Cross Cave to help her follow the map to get a treasure, which is ultimately fruitless question mark because we don't get the treasure that it says on the map, but it does lead us to something else that is a complete red herring because we don't learn it there. We learn what's in the book much later in the game. And spoiler alert: if you get Bowman, and is it if you get Bowman? Yeah, I think if you get Bowman
Fun.
and
Let's
you
take the offer.
no. When you go back to Expel, um, later in the game, um, and you go to the linguist house that we take, the spoiler, it's just a book, that explains mystery. When we go back to Expel from the book, there's some weird time travel techniques, going along with it. Paradox. That's the punchline.
Alright. So, question: is this event right here with Celine? Is this mandatory?
Cross cave?
Yes.
You mean
Okay,
the
so
natural
you do have to
No one
go
knows
to the
that
cave
place.
and base. So she's for a little bit she's mandatory.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that Starship 3 did. Like they gave you a little
thought that
sample
anything
of
worth
like well they
excavating
kind
here
of
was
did.
long
They
gone
gave
by
you a
now.
sample of the character before like say giving you the option to have them join you permanently. Like every optional character with the exception of Roger could
Wow.
join you at some point in the game.
Yeah.
Like Pepita did, Albel did, and Nelbel did. Roger you had to Nelbel? Did I just say Nelbel?
Yeah.
Okay. Pepita, Roger, and Albel. Pepita, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Roger was like completely optional altogether.
Huh.
Again, I think I mentioned that in part 1 actually.
Did you say something?
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear you.
No, I didn't.
Something bothers me. Say something?
No,
No, I didn't say anything.
treasure map acquired.
Yep. If there, you can't get around this. As soon as you talk, because you have to talk to the king, and then once you go down to the area, into this like area right here, the cutscene automatically starts the moment you enter it. So
Uh,
do
apparently
something.
you're taking a sip of your coffee. I'm just assuming anyway.
What the fuck is going on?
It's just
It's like
ponder.
the
You're just so like bewildered because of the fact that you're not gonna use her, and you're like, why do I have to do this?
yeah. If you notice, I'm de-equipping her of all her shit because I can sell it. And then and then I just take her out of the party. I don't have a Mandrake, so I can't kill her.
Screw you, I can do this. Now, I did hear again, Akira, that well, I don't know if he like I know at one point he might have said this and I might have misheard him. If I'm right, the only mandatory or party members that you have are Claude and Reyna.
Yes.
Like the other characters are completely optional.
Yes. You can go for the
Someone, huh?
unless you're playing as. Can you skip Leon as Claude? I don't know because I haven't played Claude for a while. Can you skip getting Leon and Star Ocean 2? Leon DS guests. It's a character from Star Ocean Second Evolution. Later appears in Star Ocean Blue Sphere. Incredible Blade. Blah 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 blah
You
blah.
know, I imagine though, back in the day when this was just a PS1 title, like the subtitle, the second story, must have confused a lot of people.
Yeah, because it was never released outside of Japan. It's like second story. Hi Thomas.
Oh yeah, hi Thomas.
Oh, but it's thunderstorming. Oh, what?
Yeah,
All right, never mind then.
yep, ladies and gents, Thomas is here with us. Though for the time being, if he has anything to say in the commentary, since we're recording right now, we're still recording Starship 2. I guess that one of us will read the comments and basically give you guys what he says on the matter.
Leon asked if anyone has seen his parents when there's a silent call. He follows Claude's party when they converse with. Oh, that's right. Okay,
I have.
I was
Oh, okay.
I was getting confused. In later events in the game, you have to have Leon in the party for a minute, but then you go to a village where you like meet up because of events, and then you leave for the final dungeon, and you have the option of taking him with you or leaving him there because he's only a 12-year-old child. So you can forego Leon if you're playing as Cloud.
Hey, do you want to? Hey, Leon, do you want to go with us? But I'm only 12. Screw you.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't like his attitude. He's even worse than Celine. Like he's like the elitist of elitist.
Yeah, I hear that he is really unlikable, but apparently he writes a book that's in Sergeant 3.
The obnoxious little shit.
Again, guys, again, my knowledge starts and ends at Sergeant 3. I know I'm probably gonna say that every part, and I sound like a broken record, and I apologize, but you know,
Eventually, I'm just gonna tell you to shut up. Just make your reference.
ah, well, but like, hey, you know, this commentary is fun, so I mean, I'm loving learning more about this.
Hold up. Did you really did that say 16 hours of inventory management?
Where the
Yes.
hell have you been? That is
Oh.
the beginning of the part.
Oh no. That was what it said before it skipped me to where you guys were. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. It took him 16 hours to get the ultimate weapon, not the ultimate weapon, but the best weapon for Claude for the time.
I explained it already, so I'm gonna put it in a brief. There's an item called the goodie box that gives you random items wherever you want. But if you want the item you want and you don't get it, you should save before that. Use the goodie box. I did that for 16 hours before I got the Sword of Marvels, which makes Claude godlike until the end of the first disc, first half of the
In
game. In this case,
well,
Curtis, do I have to remind you that you're supposed to have a life outside of video games?
not consecutively, jackass. I took breaks.
what to go like? I could just see it like you just doing that for like 16 hours straight, and you'd be like,
I
"Ugh."
I did.
Curtis, dinner's ready. Shut up, Mom. I'm playing Star Ocean.
I actually
Okay,
for
let
the
me call the paramedics. Not the paramedics. What
for
the?
the uh what the first ever, not the first ever, I had two videos before on my personal channel, but back in 2012, I originally did a playthrough of this, but I was just quiet, and I tried to make it as best I could. I had like curtains over the windows. It was like right in front of the TV. I had it stacked perfectly away so the sound wasn't that echoey, and it was actually pretty good. If you weren't looking that closely, you could actually confuse it for a capture card. But I was just using it. But I was just using it for a camera. And I actually did. I actually had, it wasn't 16 hours, it was only 10, but I had 10 hours of footage on that camera of me just reloading the game using the goodie box, reloading the game using the goodie box. I edited that out because, you know, I had shitty, I think I was using Windows Movie Maker back then
Oh God.
as my editing software.
Wait, well, what do you use now?
I use Sony Vegas 13 Pro.
Sick.
Yeah, much better.
My favorite video of yours like that is the one with Sonic Adventure 2's Green Hill Zone.
That was my first video ever, and I am ashamed of that video.
It's like how on my channel, not trying to plug here, but in my channel, I did some Tales of Vesperia recordings just to get some stuff on my channel, and they were all like one. You had like it was you know obviously didn't have a capture card, so I'm recording from a camera. It was my phone's camera, so you can imagine
Oh
how that ended
god.
up. But it was like an HD, it was like an HD camera, so meh. And there was also the fact that in one of the videos, for whatever the reason, my audio cut out, and also in the one where I was doing the duel with the characters Fury and Flynn, you could hear my brother like joking about on Xbox Live with his friends, and it's actually funny because like I actually do have to give him credit because like there was a very hilarious moment. Like he obviously wasn't watching me, but at the end of the Yuri and Flynn duel, like because like Yuri and Flynn, for those who are unaware, in Vesperia were like childhood friends, and they kind of got on opposite sides of the law, yada yada yada. Well, like they kind of have a rocky friendship, but they're still good friends. But at the very end of the duel, like when I won, I hear my brother go, "So you're just like now my friend?" And I almost laughed because like it was so perfectly timed.
Never go watch anything on my channel because I have a terrible Mega Man 3 Let's Play, which I recorded it with my DVD player, but for some reason my computer wouldn't let me like edit those files, so I then had to download some crappy screen capture software, and I recorded the recorded footage with the screen capture software while doing commentary for some reason with my friends randomly over Skype, and it was the worst thing ever. And why do I still have it uploaded?
No, no, no. Go watch his channel. He's got plenty of Roblox videos that are amazing.
No, there's only one of those. There's only one of those left. Thank God.
Damn it.
I have several questions, but
I think I have that recorded under incompetent bullshit. I'm not sure.
Bingo. Here it is.
Bingo! It's under incompetent bullshit.
Anyway,
I love how she said that right as you were like bingo.
What the heck is that?
As if she's like looking through the playlist.
I think it's some kind of ancient text.
really quickly, what's going on here is we found the end, quote unquote, of the thing,
How
and
sad.
so they're like, "Oh, we hit another dead end. Well, shit." And then Claude goes, "Hey, there's symbology on here." So she uses the spell, and then this passage opens. And then we find this this book called the Ancient Text that we have to take to a linguist, and
Otherwise, we'd hit a dead end.
first, in chronological story order,
Very true.
if you don't get Celine, she takes the book with her back to Mars Village, and then when you go there, you meet up and she gives you the text after the event. Or if you have her, obviously you have the book with you until you get to Mars, and then you take it to Linga, which is on the continental core, and you talk to a linguist there. And then we have these guys who are the only boss in the game that actually die in one. No, they don't die in one hit to the Marvel Sword either. Never mind, ignore me.
It's like again,
Don't underestimate them.
Claude's voice there. It's like the demon ass there, right up in the camera.
Yeah.
The scream.
By the way, Claude does have a like a use magic animation, even though he doesn't use spells.
That wasn't a scream. That was more or less him slashing something.
Yeah. I like the name in the original version. It was Demon's Gate. Demon's Gate.
Good.
That's more appropriate.
It was only called. I believe the spell is still called Demon's Gate, but that was an item called the Scream that would allow anybody to use the spell. Demon's Gate is a spell that only Leon can use. Back to the strategy guide. Let's get back to the characters. What's happening on screen is I'm backtracking out. Insert Benny Hill theme here. Speed up. No, don't do that.
Bad future Curtis.
Stop! Don't do that. No.
Stop. Hammer time.
Let's see. You're not a magic user. You're not a magic user. You're not a magic user. You're a fighter. Magic user. Demon's Gate. Leon.
You two have been a lot of help
And
to me, so let me thank you.
yeah, Leon's the only one that can use it.
Again, her
So-
sprite bothers the hell out of me because it looks like she's one of the Coneheads.
I know, but we're not gonna see it for another 2 parts.
This
Like
is it.
seriously.
So it was the
I'm just
SOTSE
half
that you
I'm
two
just
were
half
fussing
like
about.
expecting her to shout to like Beldar or whatever.
Is that future Shantae?
Yes.
No,
what we
that's
were thinking
Celine,
about traveling
who
to
is
Her
the
like-
kingdom.
that's what a character portrait looks like to me.
Yeah, I
Her
can see
character
it.
portrait looks like Shantae?
I
Like
can
a future-
sort of see it,
like-
but not
I don't know.
exactly.
I know.
Stop it, Thunder! Go away.
How about joining us, Celine? Funny.
you're
Going by what Kurt
you're
said.
hilarious.
Two-
I figured that could really help us out.
Claude just says, "Sorry, but like going by the Let's Play standards, we only have 2 more party members joining us. One's DS and one's Ashton, right?
Yeah.
Like, and the other's Ashton. So fuck off, Celine.
Who the hell are those two? You'll never figure it out because you're gonna die.
But I wonder
You'll
if
see what
this
I mean
is
later.
really what you want.
Dark.
Yeah, well, everyone except the 4 people in my party
I'm
are
sorry.
dying.
I think it'd be better if we
Spoiler
split up
alert.
after all.
So I guess that that like you can't get Celine after this moment.
Nope.
Well,
If
that's
you
a
say
shame.
no, here she's gone.
Unlike well, I don't know if I again like I'm really just thinking with Alba because Alba is the character I know best when it comes to recruiting him because favorite character in the game and all in SO3. But
Yeah.
like you had 2 ways of recruiting him. Like if you didn't get him in
Maybe we should have
Like-
asked her to come along.
disc 1. Like, I think at disc 2 you could get him, but it was like a different way.
Huh.
But the first way is a lot easier, because really all you have to do is go to Paterni and sleep in the inn. That's it. And you basically say, I don't hate you, Albel.
I don't not like you.
Yeah. It's like, that's essentially, and what's really funny is that, like, if considering how Albel is a character, it's like, you'd think that he wouldn't mind being said that, like, oh, you know, like, basically, like, you'd think that he wouldn't, like, mind being told that he was hated, but no, he does. He's actually really hurt when Fate says, I hate you,
Yeah.
if you choose that option.
Which is weird, because I had Star Ocean: The Last Hope, and then when I moved from Utah to Georgia, it was... I couldn't find it anymore. I don't have the strategy guide either, and that bothers the fuck out of me. There are
Like,
so many games that I had that I don't have anymore from the move to Utah, Georgia, and I'm convinced the mover stole. It's the only reason.
I understand how that feels.
Will Curtis get his stuff back?
Toted next time on Incompetent Commentaries.
Star Ocean.
There's a
Looks like
reason
my
that the final boss. There's a reason that the final boss of Star Ocean 3's like theme, the second phase of it is 10 minutes long. There's a reason.
Is it